Welcome, folks. This is Engaged and Enraged. We're back with another show. I hope everybody's had a good holiday season. If you're celebrating, whatever. And I hope we have a good New Year's. Be safe. What's going on? What's happening?
Well, I'd tell you Merry Christmas if it wasn't illegal. But
Oh yeah. I can't. Fuck, man. I
since
can't say it.
there's a war on Christmas, I can't tell you Merry Christmas. But
That's right. That's
and
right.
it's past that time, so we'll have
Next
to
year,
say
though.
until next
Next
year.
year, brother, we'll be able to tell each other Merry Christmas again, man. It'll
Yep.
be nice. We'll be able to eat steak again. The suburbs will come back. Um,
Factories will be spitting out products, non-tariff products.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're so today, yeah, guys, we're back at it, and we're going to be
Holidays are over,
discussing.
just
Yeah,
about.
we're going to be discussing what's happening out there. One in particular, what's happening between Elon Musk and the MAGA civil war that is exploding over the H-1Bs.
Otherwise known as the two daddy problem.
Yeah, that's right. To the two daddy problem.
MAGA's two daddies.
Which daddy you gonna go for? Which one? Which one is gonna be,
Are
baby?
you on Elon side or on Trump side?
Yeah. So who shall prevail? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably gonna be Trump because he's the only one that seems to
He
get the
controls
base.
he controls the mob, but the mob is also a mob. You know what I mean? Even though they're a cultish mob, they're still a mob.
Yeah. And the other topic we're gonna kind of dig into is the sort of the right wing pivot that we seem to see Cenk and Anna Kasparian at the Young Turks over there that they seem to be having, and we're gonna look at the interview between Francesca and him about his recent appearance at Turning Point USA with Charlie Kirk, and just kind of his thoughts on
AmFest.
Talking Points USA or whatever. Just his.
The cringiest place on earth, bro.
Oh God, man. Yeah.
Secondhand cringe.
So we'll kind of look at that and we'll talk about it and see what our thoughts, have some thoughts on it. So, got anything planned for the New Year's though, bro?
We're gonna go hang out with the in-laws, have a little ham dinner.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna have ham. You know, the wife's a vegetarian, so and a vegan in the house.
So
So
she's gonna have turkey,
or me
right?
for me. Yeah, yeah, because that's what Tim Walt said.
Yeah.
Turkey's a good non-meat alternative.
Yep. That's a good one.
You know, I like turkey meat actually. I don't like turkey bacon though. I won't eat that shit. But
Oh man.
yeah, I like turkey. It's a little more healthy.
All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's what getting home before all the drinkers hit the road and all the polices and all that stuff set up their checkpoints. I'm gonna be at home, nice and cozy.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. We're just gonna be chilling in. Nothing crazy.
Living a la vida loca.
Hell, you never know. We might get wild, me and you, and just do a little live stream or something.
I'd be down.
Yeah. Maybe something will be going down. Maybe
There could be
the
some
exodus
craziness.
of X, the exodus of X, will have started even further.
Exodus.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right.
He's
Let's.
excreting followers left and right right
Yeah.
now.
He's like. Yeah. It's just
He's
like.
excreting. Let's listen to this. Which one are we diving in? Let's do the jank one first. That one's more like eating your dinner.
Fucking juicy
and
and
and we'll,
cringy.
we'll do the Elon one to is like a.
Mm,
I wish we had more like like a little something to snack on before we got into it. Like a little aperitif or something. A little
yeah.
something. But that's okay.
Well,
Let's talk
well,
about Jake.
yeah.
It's gonna be
We'll,
it's gonna
we'll
be
get some musky
nauseating.
dessert here after this. It'll be good. We'll be all
Trigger warning, folks. This is gonna be a little sickening. So if you need like a little brown paper bag or something,
right. Yeah, get the kids out of the room, right?
I
All right.
like it.
Let's see what we got here.
I really want to talk about what you are doing and what you believe you are doing. And I want to just explain, you know, by showing. And I want to ask you what you think the goal is of what you are doing. But here was a moment where you were on TPUSA's on Turning Point USA's conference, and Charlie Kirk, who is a Christian nationalist. He's an avowed Christian nationalist. TPUSA has had wildly racist and white supremacists associated with them, including inviting people like Nick Fuentes to speak. No matter what you think of his thoughts on BlackRock, here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me. And you also, I think, have been using these opportunities to talk a lot about the left to the right.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT that's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say,
Okay. So
You stopped it. Let's stop it.
all right, hold on a second. So he's going to tell us about
all these amazing shows.
Yeah, all these amazing shows
on the left.
Okay.
Excited to hear
gonna
which
wrap
ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're...
All right, so just to be clear, he didn't really name any other shows that you thought were great on the left,
He didn't
right?
shout any other shows out.
Yeah, okay, because I thought he was going to say that, and she was ready.
No, your lying ears did not deceive you. You did. You
Yeah,
didn't hear me.
because she seemed excited as well to hear about the other shows that he thought were great shows.
It's almost like she watched it and knew what was going to happen.
You're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
More welcoming on the right, guys.
Wow, they're more. So I'm glad he's finally being honest with everybody. You know, about MAGA being more welcoming. Okay, let's hear this one out.
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome.
I didn't catch that. A lot of people
Go
on the left know that as well. That if you agree with MAGA 5%, they welcome you.
They welcome you in because
The left knows
they're so welcoming.
Okay.
Didn't you ever see the blacks for Trump, Latinos for Trump signs?
Yeah, right.
Obviously, he's welcoming. There was a sign made, guy.
I know, right? Jeez.
Right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. That's what I...
That's
what I said, of course.
Of course. But it's like, but for real though, like, what happened to Mike Pence, dude? Like, he didn't even disagree with him except for on one thing.
The very last thing he did in office, literally the last thing he did in office, and they were gonna fucking hang him, dude.
I know. It was like, so he's saying they literally want to, like,
right.
They literally
Liz
wanted
Cheney,
to fucking hang the guy.
Liz Cheney fucking voted with Trump 98% of the time, and she thought it was a step over the line to stage a coup d'etat in an insurrection. It was like, you know, hey, that's bad for democracy. And they're like, she's fucking woke.
Right.
Liz Cheney.
She's a Democrat, basically, a demon.
Like, she's not a fucking Democrat. Like, whatever. Like I appreciate her having the backbone for that, but she also voted with Donald Trump 98% of the fucking time, dude. Like so, like
Well, and
that she didn't go complete extremist, full-throated cultist was like one step too far. Just proves the point that Cenk Uyghur's full of shit with this 5% argument he's making here.
right. It's just nonsense, and it's not like, yeah, there may be people on the left that disagree with you, but they're, it's like nobody's like destroying or tearing down your platform or doing any of that. Like, and it's not like the right wants to prop your progressive ideology up. They literally say like progressivism is like the devil or whatever. They don't want it around, man. So like,
but they can't name any progressive policies. They just like will be
right.
like, oh, BLM.
Right, exactly.
It's like BLM is not necessarily like that's not progressivism. Like that's a movement, a specific movement for like specific reasons that people are involved in that. That's not there's progressive elements to that, of course. Of course, but like that's not like what progressivism is. Like people can't most progressive like policies like benefit the working people. That's why they're not popular with mainstream media or politicians, because their donors don't like that shit, man. Like they don't want working class people to have power or wealth, because that takes that shit away from them.
From them, right? Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well,
they're the ops, man.
Let's see how Cenk, like how he kind of responds to all this.
I warned them about it, and that's what happened, right?
Okay, so there you are, and
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% on what I just said there. I'm 100% right about that. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've been saying various degrees of that same thing. And I gotta say, like, I watched this whole, I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah. Oh, super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. Couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media. Which already, as you are there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just so cool. Like you. Cenk, they've got all the money.
Charlie Kirk.
What are you talking about?
Come on stage and I'll talk about how cool and welcoming you guys are. Let me read my left-wing bona fides and credentials and my credibility out here to normalize like this bullshit.
Yeah, MAGA nonsense. All right, let's see what he says here.
But you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah. So look, is there a part of MAGA that'll push you out? Of course. Of course. That's what we heard.
When do they push you out, Cenk? When do they push you out?
Largely when you disagree with Trump.
Okay.
Hello.
So wait a minute. Hold on a second. So it's almost like so on the left you get 5% of the left, but like on the right it's basically just Trump. Like if you disagree with Trump, so like is that you know what I'm saying? Like what does that mean then? Like if I don't know, it's just like
it's the two daddy problem. So right now we've got Trump, who he's stuck between he's literally like the football. Okay, in the Charlie Brown, situation. There's Lucy, there's Charlie Brown, and there's the fucking football, right? So right now we've got MAGA extremists, the poor ones, the voters, essentially, the ones who voted for racism and all the other shit, the terrorists, the stuff they don't know what they voted for, but they know they voted for it to affect other fucking people and not them. And now they're mad, you know what I mean? Like they're mad because they're like, hey, we got Laura Loomer out there going, hey, I think we got swindled. We got hoodwinked by these billionaires, and it's like, no, it was all good while you were fighting the left the football to win the presidency. And now that the football is there, the MAGA extremists, the poor ones, who's Charlie Brown, trying to kick the football, and Elon's Lucy. You know what I'm saying? And he's snatching the football away, and he's like, nah, you guys don't get to fucking play with my ball. I paid $200 million, $300 million for this football. I'm not letting some fucking pores play with it. I don't think so, man. Like, so.
But I mean, this idea, though, that, like, if you disagree with 5%, like, of the left, it tears him down. Like, what is he talking about? He still has a show. His net worth is $10 million. Like,
and what's the point of him making this argument?
He's got all these new investors. It's like the Poly Market fucking capital of progressive media or something.
Market Studios.
No. How is it being torn down? I just don't, like, it's almost like he's taking, like, that victimhood nature that Trump has, that he's the victim of the left that disagrees with him. It's like, fuck off, dude.
He's a victim of
the 5%. So 5% fucking disagree with you.
Audience that disagreement with him. That's what he's pissed off.
That's gonna drive you to go hang out with Charlie Kirk and shit. Give me a fucking break, dude.
Because he's not wrong to say that, like, sometimes these ideas, like, do go too far, and it's okay to stop sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't have to take things to the full extreme, but we've gone so far to the right that, like, even little things to the left seem very extreme, like there's positions that, like Janko talk about, like, well, some people want to shut down prisons. Well, no, I don't want to shut down prisons. I just want to make them not for profit. I want them to run by the government again, and where there can be, like, standards, where they're all, like, within, like, a certain parameters, you know what I'm saying? And, like, there's a certain amount of, like, not letting these people be in squalor and nasty, and terrible conditions, even though they've done some horrible stuff. But it's like, that's how we show what kind of society we are, and they're not like that.
Yeah, it's not a sector of society that should be for profit. Like, it's,
like healthcare shouldn't be for fucking profit.
Exactly, because then you get all kinds of weird incentives with policing, and, to where it's like,
that's where you get these Luigi situations, man, with the fucking CEO. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, people are getting, like, you put people in these situations, man, where they're, like, having to choose between their life or, like, ruining their children's lives.
Right.
That, you know what I mean? And it ain't fucking cool, bro. And, like,
hell no, dude. Hell no.
Obviously.
All right.
Let's get
back onto this and see what they say here.
Exactly.
So listen,
this is the thing that it's the unspoken thing that you're never saying, that ultimately it's all hunky-dory. Elon can tweet back at you. Vivek can listen to you. But if you defy Donald Trump, the God Emperor, you're kicked out of the castle. And no one's defending Liz Cheney. Screw both their castle and the other castle. But Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump 98% of the time, and just the 1% when she was like, hey, you know what? You can't do a coup on this country. And Adam Kissinger, and they were gone. So miss me with this 5%.
He's
BS,
shaking his head. Like, what?
So, all right, Franny, a whole bunch of things here. So, number one, you're right. That's definitely how
like that's not true. It's like, what do you mean? Like, all them people are gone, dude. Like, anybody that defied Trump in any way. They gone.
He was from Illinois, dude. Like, he's gone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's gone, bro.
Yeah. All right. Let's.
Daily Wire
Come on, Jake.
certainly started that way.
Jake.
I don't know what their current funding is, but they seem to have a lot more funding than any of us do. So you're right, and I have said that in the past, and I probably should have put that in there in that particular appearance, and I will mention that, and that'll really grate on their nerves. But I've got no problems telling their audience, and I tell them all the time, no, you guys have way more money, and they're always shocked by that. And I'm like, because they're swimming in money and don't realize how much we're starving out here on the left, right?
Sure.
Thanks, Jake.
So and we talked. I talked on Tim Pool's show about that,
Wow, we didn't fucking know that. Thanks, Jack.
etc. Now, when it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's when you disagree with Trump, especially.
Yeah, like what do you hearing?
You made the argument that she's debunked, you know?
Yeah, exactly. She just debunked
that we just
ass.
fucking debunked. You
Yeah,
know?
like
just
they
like
literally wanted to hang Mike Pence. They had gallows set up, dude. Like, give me.
It was
break.
the fucking last thing he had to do was certify the election. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was his last like official act, dude. And they're like legit built a gallows with a fucking noose, and we're like, hang Mike Pence. Like, did people forget that? And now Jank's like, if you disagree with them 5%, they're like, hey, welcome, brother.
Yeah.
come hang out with us over here. You don't need to be with them libtards.
But you can't drink a Bud Light, okay, man?
No.
If you drink a Bud Light, you get the fuck out of here.
That's woke. We can't have no
you
wokeness.
Fucking woke piece of shit. Get the fuck
woke.
out of here. I mean, it's just nonsense, Jank. It's nonsense, dude.
He's lost his friggin' mind, dude. That's what, and you know what? It's super sad. Like,
he's trying to protect his wealth, dude. He's trying.
Yeah, and you know what? I really think we should really give credit to Fran here, because like,
she's standing up.
She's pounding. She's pounding.
She badass, B.
You know?
She bad bitch, man.
She's battering him like a fucking hurricane against a lighthouse, bro. And like,
it.
he's not doing well. You know, like She told him, like, dude, she's fierce, man. She told him straight to his face, like, you killed a part of me when you said this.
Right. And he laughed. He was smiling. He's like, oh, yeah, I did it. Great.
Like,
love it.
She even said, like, you know, I haven't slept and stuff. Like, this has kept me up, and I haven't spoke on it just because, like, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, it's like when you find out, like, you're someone you idolize, or someone, like, you know, maybe that was like a mentor, or maybe even just an inspiration or something, and then you find out like they're a total piece of shit. Like, I love the Harry Potter books. I love them. You know, like, I'm not like wearing the clothes. You know, I'm not like crazy about it, but like I legitimately love the books. But J.K. Rowling's a piece of crap, dude. Like, she's, you know, anti-trans or whatever. Like, you know, she's a bigot essentially, and like I don't deal with bigots, man. Like, we don't put up with that shit, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's the 5%. We stand on business with that. It depends on like what the 5% is too, Jank. You know, it's like, if you don't want like kids to be fed, or like, you know, you just want homeless people to like die and you don't have to see them anymore, or, you know, you don't have a problem with, you know, healthcare, you know, insurance companies, like, you know, putting people in debt in order to stay alive, like, then, you know, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of our party, you know. Yeah, we just like, we want to make sure people have like the basic shit that was guaranteed to us in our Constitution, man, like the American dream. Like, like, I remember a time when, you know, like our grandparents and you know, our parents and shit, like, and, you know, our great grandparents, like, they enjoyed you know, like, one person was working and was able to like have a house and a car or two and a fucking boat and put their kids into, you know, college.
Right.
And had a pension. You know, it's like life is not like that anymore, and we got to ask why. It's blatantly obvious. It's fucking billionaires and millionaires. Like, at this point, millionaires are poor people. If you got $1 million, you're not rich. You're not rich. You're not fucking anything. You're like middle class now. $1 million is like fucking nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. Like, it's nothing anymore. And then like that's still like the top 5%.
Yeah,
I
wonder what Cenk considers himself having a
with his 10 million. Well, he's
10
poor
million.
compared to the rich people.
Like, would he consider himself like average guy?
He's got money, and he wants to make more money, and he likes having money, and like I get it, but like at the same time, it's like if you want to be rich and not involve yourself in politics and whatever, like that's one thing. But then when you're buying politicians, when you're buying policy that helps you, when you're gaming the system by like say getting rid of the Consumer Financial Bureau because they're investigating your company for doing some shady shit, defrauding either the government or the people, which is essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you want to cleanse our palate with some Elon talk?
Yeah, let's finish up right here
Continue
real
a little
quick,
bit.
with this, because I want to kind of like round it out here, because I think he gets to something that's
round it out.
Poignant.
First term, etc. You're a goner, right? Sure. But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, etc. And there was and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Waltz. So those are the four that put in by the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten, Franny, is no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump picked them. Trump's the best. Now what I'm getting from the right-wing hosts, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about them. We got concerns. Okay. So that's the thing I never heard before. So that is a change. Now, in terms of the concept that I'm referring to, the 5%, 95%, but Franny, we're in the middle of that right now. This is the perfect example. So I started the largest progressive network. I've given dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like right wing, fascist, right wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you're telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the movement overall. At least the online left movement seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down. This is the destructive extreme left that I honestly that portion. That kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us; it's poison to our chances of winning. Because we keep pushing people out, keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate. And we never go in the room with them. We hate.
Crazy.
What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian.
I'm on the left, dude. I've never.
It's not hateful to hate hateful things, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not hateful to hate a fucking racist or a bigot or
fascist, fascist
motherfucker or whatever. Yeah, dude, fuck it. Like I don't know when it ever got fucking trendy to be a Nazi, dude. Like, matter of fact, I have played many hours of games where like the main focus is like smoking zombies, or like zombie Nazi guys. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why people point to them. It's because like fascism is like really fucked up ideology, and that like so many of our like countrymen have succumbed to the allure of fascism because they're for whatever reason. There's many reasons, but like it's like I don't understand. Like, is it the like I don't understand what the allure is, man. Like, they ain't getting no women. Like with their incels, You know what I'm saying? Like, they're being kept down. They're not like really rising up, you know? So it's like, what are they getting out of this, dude? Like, they're getting, you know, like they're like against healthcare for everyone because they're like, I don't want somebody getting something that I ain't entitled to. It's like, hello, the one payer system is for everybody. It's for everybody. It's the same as like people being like, that's the same mentality of being like, I don't want no damn Obamacare, but keep your damn hands off my Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, right.
It's the same shit, man. That's what Cenk's doing right here. He's selling a load of bullshit,
Right, because
and he's raging about it.
It's absolute nonsense. Like I just had conversations with the holiday season with a MAGA person, and they straight up like before we even started, we didn't even talk all that much politics, but it was like the initial part of the conversation was being told by this person like, I can't even talk politics with you because we just disagree. And so I kind of was like, what? I was like, are you? She's like, well, there's extreme left people, and I'm kind of an extreme right. I'm just like the extreme opposite. And I'm like, whoa. I said, are you telling me that like you're just as like you're calling yourself just as an extremist as the left, you know? And I'm like, and I thought the right was all about
Hypocrisy.
I thought the right was all about like, let's have the conversation, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. You're sitting here telling me that we can't even begin to have a conversation just because of your assumed notions of where I stand. You know, yes, there may be people on the left like that, but there are plenty of people on the right like that, and he is fucking retarded to sit here and say, or just like ignorant. Sorry, I shouldn't have used that word, but just like ignorant.
Well, it's been going around a lot lately because of Elon.
It's just
called us all retards. I mean,
well,
like we can talk about it. Like that's
well,
what he
we will
called
here
us.
in
So.
just we will here in just.
It just that's why I'm not excusing what was said or whatever, but like we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, because he.
But it's just nonsense.
You
it's
know,
a nonsense point for him to be just like, and again, like what we were talking about earlier. He's got this show. Ain't nobody tearing down his show. He's worth $10 million. I think Anna's got like a net worth of like $1 million or something. Last time I looked.
And that's probably why she wants.
Seems like he's doing
get more money.
Right. And now that he's got this deal with Polly Market and Peter Thiel, like I'm sure he's going to be sitting fine, and he's going to buddy up with the Kirks and the
Peter Thiel
Bros, and you know they'll start floating
the
money to
temples
him
and all them. He'll have his little compound soon.
Okay.
Texas.
Let's what do you think? We should move. Let's clean our palate with some Elon fun.
Yeah.
And how accepting MAGA is to different views, right? Like they're
right.
super welcoming to other views, right? MAGA.
And we don't we don't condone, you know, the Arsler or whatever, but like we literally were just like talking about it before we started the show about, because like it was actually brought up on like every show I watched today.
Right,
you know what
like,
I'm saying? Just like
why are we
Vivek?
Yeah,
we're about to get into it here, but like, you know, Vivek and Elon basically like legitimately like they, in their words, called Americans retards. And that's why we need H1V or H1Bs. Visas, or H1B. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, here. Let me let's go here. And this is from Adam Mockler. A little bit of
Smart
reporting
kid.
from him. Yeah,
This kid's really sharp, man.
Of the Midas Touch Network, I watch Midas Touch. Love Adam's work. I love when he goes out and interviews MAGA folks out at the rallies and stuff. He does awesome work. He's just a smart kid.
I want to show you all the exact moment Elon Musk realizes that he turned Twitter into an absolute cesspool of lies, of hate, of bigotry, all of the above, and he didn't really care until it personally affected him. Now Elon Musk is tweeting, begging people on Twitter to spread more positivity after he signal boosted some of the most bigoted, disgusting stuff over the past 2 years. Again, the self-proclaimed savior of free speech is now trying to tell people what they should post on the town square that he created. So just to back up, Elon Musk bought Twitter about 2 years back with the clear goal of owning the libs. So to do that, he dismantled all of the content moderation. He opened the floodgates for free speech, which is what he called it. But it's actually just the unfettered spreading of disinformation with no checks and balances to prevent it. And then he proudly declared his platform the free speech platform. But now he's complaining. He is complaining that there's too much hate on X, that there's too much hate on this platform. 24 hours after he posted, take a big step back and fuck yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly.
Ooh, fuck.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Yeah, listen.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Nice. Yeah, dude.
Dude,
fuck your
he's fucking taking that from Tropic Thunder, bro. I mean, come on.
Man, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, come on, Elon, dude.
God, man. Jeez. Fuck your face.
Step back and like, dude's so unoriginal, man. He's so unoriginal.
First, take a big
comprehend.
step back and literally fuck your own face.
24 hours later, he posted, please post a bit more positive, beautiful, or informative content on this platform.
Get the fuck
Are you kidding me,
out,
dude? You know Elon Musk,
Does
24
he have
hours.
some like ketamine? Is there some kind of I don't know, because I'm not a K addict, but is there some kind of like you go through this like ups and downs situation, like where he's like, I don't know, like where he's all K'd up, and he's like in his K hole, and he's like, go fuck yourself in the face, and
maybe he was like taking some like like the Roseanne Barr thing where he took some like a sleeping pill and got racist or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. They get racist when they take Adderall or something.
From now is going to be back to boosting libs of TikTok, shitting on trans people that just want to live their lives. But now he wants people to post more positive, beautiful, and informative content just because the crowd began to turn against him. So I want to talk really quickly about this ecosystem Elon Musk created, but I also want to talk about the lack of accountability with Donald Trump and him flip-flopping on the H-1B visa position. So to bring it back to Elon Musk, this dude has created a mess in the MAGA base over the past week or so, maybe less than a week, because we now have people tweeting stuff out like this. Anna K. Gorge said, it's horrifying. This is not what I thought I was voting for when I cast my ballot for Trump. When we are seeing 12,000 cross the border in one day, that number is not even accurate, turning on those with an H-1B, of which there are a grand total of 85K per year, puts to rest the claim that the right is not anti-immigrant. They just want people to do it the legal way. So this is a Trump voter calling MAGA out for Indian racism. Someone said, I feel like the entire X has come out hating Indian people. It's actually pretty scary. So Elon Musk caused a mess among the MAGA fan base, and it's on us to hold Donald Trump accountable for his flip-flopping of positions. Watch this quick clip.
Wait, Donald Trump flip-flopped a position?
Don't they know that like Indians are brown people, bro? What are you fucking talking about?
Right, come on.
Then we'll break down Elon Musk's mess.
Trump has taken an H-1B position. President-elect Trump told the Post Saturday he supports immigration visas for highly skilled workers, appearing to side with Elon Musk in the roiling intra-MAGA debate on the issue. I've always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I've used it many times. It's a great program, added Trump.
Well, first of all, I think
this is him saying he loves it.
H-1B very well, and it's something that I frankly use, and I shouldn't be allowed to use. We shouldn't have it. Very, very bad for workers. And second of all, I think it's very important to say, well, I'm a businessman, and I have to do what I have to do, and it's sitting there waiting for you, but it's very bad. It's very bad for business.
You're describing a sexual assault here, Dan?
Oh yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, they just let you.
Sometimes
have it.
when you're a businessman, you just gotta do what you gotta do, and when it's just sitting there, you gotta take it. And when you're a star, they just let you do it.
Yeah, you just grab them. They just let you have it. You just gotta do what you gotta do.
And like sometimes you gotta take the visa back, and take it back to the.
Sometimes you just gotta go check in on your product.
Yeah, my wife's was a bad H1B.
I fucking love them things, man. They're just right there.
It's how I got all my clientele.
It's just good business, man. I fucking love it.
For our workers.
Trump will never be called out for this total 180, by the way. But you better fucking believe you're still going to hear about Kamala's platform in 2019 when she wasn't even the nominee about what she thinks about surgeries for trans prisoners or whatever, right? Trump will never be called out for stuff like this.
In terms of, it's very bad for our workers, and it's unfair for our workers.
Dude,
but to think about that, in that same sentence, Trump was saying, like, I take advantage of it. It's right there for me. I shouldn't be allowed to do it, but it's there, so I'm going to take advantage of it, but it's horrible for workers. But I do it, man.
But I'm doing
He's like straight up saying, like,
you don't care about him.
He
doesn't care about you, MAGA. That's the truth. He does not care about you.
But this kind of nonsense, though. He's taken every position in this fucking one sentence, dude. He took every fucking position.
But he always does that.
I know,
is
but
his go-to. And they fall for it every time, dude. They fall for it every fucking time, dude. Like, they're like, no, he said the complete. It's like reading the Bible, dude. You can interpret it 18 different ways. Like, he's like, I like if he was trying to argue for trees or against trees, he'll be like, some trees are big trees and there's small trees. I like medium trees, but sometimes some big ones and maybe some small ones. But most of the time, I don't even like trees. Maybe we should cut them down and make wood, and I like wood, so maybe trees are good.
Yeah, and like some people like them, so when
people
people like them, then we like them, and when some people don't, we don't. And but
there's some nice trees out there that said nice things about me. There's some really fine trees on both sides.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Whoa.
These fine trees on.
I checked the conservative subreddit about 24 to 48 hours ago, the right-wing subreddit where a bunch of Trump supporters get together, and they were all absolutely shitting on H-1B visas. They were shitting on Elon Musk. They were saying, hey, Trump isn't for these. We cannot let this happen. But right when Trump flipped his stance, you can now check the conservative subreddit, and it's a mix. Some of them are saying, wait a minute, this is not what I voted for, but a lot of them immediately bent the knee and followed Donald Trump. And it's a cult. It is a cult. I remember about 5 years ago, I thought it was a little bit too heavy-handed to call it a cult. I knew a bunch of Trump supporters who weren't very cult-like, but now I am very comfortable calling it that because these people will follow Donald Trump into the depths of hell. And this dynamic perfectly mirrors the authoritarian-style total loyalty that we see from other countries. For example, if Putin flip-flops on an issue, then the vast majority of the people in the country will flip-flop that same day without ever thinking twice for a few reasons, because they have blind loyalty to Putin and because of the media apparatus. And this actually brings us perfectly back to this mess that Elon Musk created, this mess that he got himself into where he allowed all of this racism. He allowed an endless amount of misogyny or targeted hatred towards minorities until it began to affect his bottom line. I am not joking when I say
right there. That's everything right there, dude.
It's all about bottom line.
Well, and it's like it's all fun and games until it affects you as well. He was like, oh, it's all good to say, go fuck yourself in the face until until it's like, maybe I'll just throw him a bone and be like, hey guys, be nice.
Yeah, but I mean, wasn't he like banning people's accounts? Like, where is the?
Well, that's the war like you've never seen before. It's just, kicking them off Twitter for a minute. I mean, X.
So it's just like you're censoring people. That's what the war.
It's the home of free speech, though, Dan. Obviously, you don't know what free speech is. That's when you can get censored easily because you're using a platform that's not yours.
What the fuck, man?
By a billionaire, fucking megalomaniacal, like ego man.
I was just tired of this fucking rich fucking asshole.
I'm tired of rich people, period, bro.
I just started thinking that he knows what's best for every situation and everything.
He was joking with Netanyahu, saying he was basically the unofficial president. I mean, he kind of got a point. Trump just essentially sealed the deal. Well,
sold it to the highest bidder.
Listen, MAGA guys. My biggest friend in the whole world, Elon Musk, said we need more Indians, so you're gonna have to deal with it. You know, sometimes it's like Elon said, there's gonna be some short-term pain.
What? So I'm curious.
I
What
mean, I'm not against
short-term?
people coming in on fucking these visas or whatever, especially if they're very skilled or whatever. I hate to have to actually take Elon's position, but I don't like the the way that Elon's wanting to use these visas, because he's like, oh, I want these workers so they can come in and I can treat them any way I want, because if they don't do what I say, then I can get them deported. You know, I fire them, then they lose their worker status or whatever. And off they go, and I can replace them
With the next,
with somebody else.
the next
You know,
yeah.
and so like ultimately, like that drives down to everybody's salaries, because they can just import non-tariffed human goods in the form of like skilled engineers and whatever, and it's like they also just like completely showed you their disdain for their own base, because they're like, look, you guys are too stupid, we're not going to use the R word no more, you guys are too stupid to fill these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they said the R word. That's
Yes.
what these billionaires called us. They said, hey, if you weren't such a jock, or if you didn't watch Saved by the Bell and you were going to spelling bees or whatever, then you weren't so normal and boring. You could be as awesome as I am. Because my parents like basically made me do shit 20 hours a day. That sounds like a horrible way to live. And then I came over here and I worked like a freaking worker bee my ass off, and no work life, home life, whatever. It's like you're making an argument that you want just drones. You know what I mean? You want drones that come over and work, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's what it's all about, man. It's all about the bottom line. It's let's how much can we extract out of you,
and that's a lot of the reason why these MAGA chuds are freaking out, because a lot of their businesses, like roofers, concrete guys, bricklayers, people that pick vegetables, people that work work in factories, people that do all these very tough jobs. Like most of those companies are almost always owned by like conservatives or MAGA people who will scream all day about how these illegals are coming over and taking people's jobs while they're employing illegals and exploiting their labor and paying them shit. You know what I mean?
What's the fine in the, when's the last time you heard of, well, let me take it back. When Trump was his first term, they did those like raids, those like
meat packing plants. And
yeah,
shit.
You know what I'm talking about. That was like that ended up being just like absolutely a horrible situation, and I don't think any of
that was part of the supply chain problem too.
Well, but I don't think any of those business owners ever got fined that I'm aware of. I'd love to see the data.
Or put out of business.
But I don't ever hear MAGA talk about that. It's like, okay, if you're going to go in and you're going to take out the illegal workers, what is the penalty? Like, should those business owners have to pay back like some kind of like wage differential into like taxes? Or
are they even claiming wages for these people?
Yeah, like
that's tax money not going into the coffers, man. So if they're employing all these illegals and paying them under the table, they're not getting taxed. There's no taxes there.
Yeah.
So they're tax evaders. And then not only that, they're hypocrites, because guess what? They're employing like non-native people.
Yeah, it's like I thought you guys were supposed to be employing all the the folks around here, the local folk.
Right.
But maybe we'll do a deep dive into
Daddy
that.
Trump came out and said, me and Daddy Elon talked about it, and we think that we need some immigration. We can't keep out all the brown people, because he was right. Vivek's right. You guys are too dumb, And we know you're too dumb because you voted for me. And I told you I don't care about you. I just need your vote. And you're like, he was just joking.
Right, yeah. Nope, he would.
He's a lame duck president. He don't give a crap no more, man. He's gonna spend all day golfing. He don't care a bit. He's like, I'm not going to prison now. I'm good. I'm good to go. I don't really care what happens. I don't care what happens to these poor schmucks. Right. I can't run again. I don't have to worry about prison because I took care of that. And like the end of the 4 years, I'll probably have enough, people like sweep that shit under the rug, in the Justice Department or whatever.
Right. All right. Well, maybe on one of our next episodes we'll do a little deep dive into that topic of like what kind of fines, if any, have any of these employers.
I think that would be a great subject.
Because I think
it's like the same people that are employing these illegal folks are also like proponents of like child labor. They're like, got like fucking 12 and 13-year-olds on the killing floor of like slaughterhouses and shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Or like working at McDonald's on the late shift, like when they got school. It's like, you want to talk about taking jobs away from people. It's like you want to talk about taking jobs away from like adults, man. Like because you don't want to pay adult price. It's like. It's like if you were ordering, McDonald's or whatever, it's like they wanna get a extra large soda, but they just want to pay the small price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, they really want to. Actually, it's more like, if we're being honest, it's more like they're going in, hey, I just want a cup for a water, and then they go over to the water and they get lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't get get water. They just they just taking the drink. Right. You know what I mean? That's more like it.
Oh man. All right. Well, like I think that'll cover it for today, man.
I think so.
We'll come back with some more commentary about the days, the news of the day.
Yes, and as we get all, as we go forward, we're also going to be putting out some, clips and shorts and whatnot to keep you satisfied through the week. But we are also, working, parents and all that stuff. So like the main videos probably come out on the weekend. It's probably the schedule that we're looking at.
Yep. Yeah.
But we will start checking in soon.
Yeah. This is just something that we've been into, just kind of in politics for a while, and we just thought with the new administration and new Trump era coming back into the fold, we want to cover every minute of it and watch it all unfold and bring you our thoughts and opinions about it. So we'll be coming back to you, like you said, with some shorts, some long form videos, all kinds of different stuff. So stay tuned and
leave a comment. If there's something that you'd like us to talk about, we're more than happy to.
Yeah, and some of the music you might hear on the channel here is just kind of some original music that I've made, that I'm working on, just stuff that I'm messing with. So you can also find like my music page in the description of our channel, if you like that as well. So we're gonna kind of make a point to, as the show develops as well, we're gonna have different segments and talk about other things that aren't necessarily politics. So
yeah, it's not always gonna be politics. Definitely music's gonna be a big part of the show.
Yeah, so but yeah, everybody have a good night, a good weekend, good New Year, be safe, and we'll catch back in with you guys later. Thanks, bye.